Chapter 27, Lam Sing Refugee Camp, February 1980. Surrounded by a large crowd of refugees, we lined up on the pier in single file waiting to be registered. Around me, the newly arrived boat people talk excitedly to their friends and family and deliver them news of relatives in Vietnam. They are happy to be reunited. 5 years, I say to myself. It takes us many hours before we reach the registration table and give the workers all the necessary information. While Mang talks and answers questions, I become conscious of the charcoal on my face, the knots in my oily hair, and my flaky skin. The refugee workers have Mang fill out many papers before sending us off to the camp's church, where we are given clean clothes, bed sheets, and food. Newcomers without friends or family spend their first night in Thailand in the hollow wooden church. That night, our family and Ang's sister, with another friend, remove the gold nuggets from their bras, waistlines, and hems of their shirts and pants. They pool the gold together to buy a bamboo hut from another refugee who is leaving for America in the next week. With what little money we have left, we buy pots, pans, a few utensils and bowls, and set ourselves up for a long stay. The refugee workers tell us it can take a long time to find a sponsor. They say a sponsor can be a person, a group of people, an organization, a church group who will take responsibility to help us settle in our new homes in America. The sponsors will help us find a place to live and schools to teach us English, and they will help us adapt to life in America. Our sponsors will also show us how to buy food from grocery stores, visit doctors and dentists, buy clothes, go to the bank, learn to drive, and find a job. They caution us that while waiting for sponsors, many refugees get married and have children, and each time that happens, new paperwork must be drawn up, which prolongs their stay. We are told we can do nothing to bring us closer to America other than to wait. Mang says there are approximately 3,000 or 4,000 refugees in Lam Sing, so our wait won't be too long. He tells me in some camps there are more than 100,000 refugees living there, so the wait is much longer. Every morning, a row of trucks carrying bags of rice, fish, and tanks of water comes blaring into Lam Sing. The refugee officials then divide and ration us salt, water, rice, fish, and sometimes chicken. All other supplies, including soap, shampoo, detergent, and clothes, we have to find for ourselves. When the food ration is reduced, we supplement it by buying food from the Thai market at the edge of camp. Otherwise, routine life in the camp consists of standing in one line after another for our food and water rations. One day, I watch as a long line of people edge toward the ocean. The hot February sun beats down on them, causing beads of sweat to collect on their upper lips. From the shade of a tree, I laugh as one by one they walk into the water to face the Father. I stare at the Father with fascination and wonder how he could stay so white under our hot sun. The Father's eyes are blue like the sky, his nose long, his hair brown and curly. He looms big and tall above the men and women standing before him. One hand slowly makes some crosses, while the other gently guides the heads of his subject backward into the sea. My eyes open wide when I see Mang standing in a group at the side, dripping wet. "Eldest brother," I call, running up to him. "Did you also get dunked in the water by the Father?" "Yes, he made me a Christian," Mang chuckles with his friends. "Why? I thought we were Buddhists." "We are, but a Christian will help us get a sponsor. But being Christian will help us get sponsors faster. Many refugees are sponsored by church groups. Christians like to help other Christians." I do not understand, but Mang has already turned his back on me. Day after day, with nothing to do, the cousins and I walk to the beach. In my shorts and t-shirt, I run to the water for a cool swim. From the water, I catch sight of something red from the corner of my eye. I turn and gasp with horror, not believing my eyes. A young woman walks into the water wearing nothing but a small, bright red bathing suit. The stretchy material clings tightly to her body, allowing everyone to see her voluptuous figure. The suit has no pant legs or skirt, leaving her white thighs uncovered. The V-neck top exposes her cleavage, which bounces as she runs into the water. I know she has to be one of those Vietnamese girls everyone always gossips about, because no Khmer or Chinese girl would wear such a thing. Khmer girls swim either with their long sarong wrapped tightly around their chest or are fully clothed. A few weeks later, I'm awakened by a loud scream in the middle of the night. There are a lot of angry noises coming from the hut of one of our neighbors. After an hour, all is quiet again, and I fall back to sleep. The next day, the whole camp is talking about it. We are told that while we were sleeping, one of the Vietnamese girls woke to some guy sitting on her stomach. He held a knife to her and told her not to scream, but she did anyway, and he ran off. Waiting in lines for their ration of food, the women prattle about how the girl brought it upon herself. After all, they say, she is Vietnamese. The Vietnamese girls are always laughing loudly, talking and flirting with men. They wear sexy clothes with long slips up their skirts and swimming suits. They bring bad attention to themselves. My face burns with rage. I run away from the gossip. Are they right? Those people who are always so quick to blame the girls? Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months. Soon it is May, and still we have no sponsor. Many more people have arrived by the boatload to our camp, while others leave for other countries. It has been 8 months since we left Cambodia. We have no way of reaching Ju and our family to let them know we are well. For all they know, we could be missing at sea or dead. My heart weighs heavily at the thought of our family worrying. Though many of the refugees are poor, we are by far among the poorest. Day by day, Mang and Ang have to borrow money from her sister and friends to supplement the low food ration we are given. While the other girls wear pretty dresses and eat delicious food from the Thai market, I eat rice gruel and fish when we can afford it. As a result of continuing malnutrition, my stomach stays swollen while the rest of my body is small and thin. Then, on June 5, 1980, Mang returns from the camp's official's office with his face flushed with excitement. He announces that we have found a sponsor. We are going to America. Ang and I scream and cry with happiness. We still have to be here for another week, but we're going, Mang tells us. We're going to America. We don't have to save money anymore. Ang stops her screaming and stares at me. We must buy some cloth and make you a dress to wear in America. She takes me to the Thai market the next day to shop for material. I walk around the store looking at the pretty rainbow colors of cloth laid out on top of each one of the tables. I wipe my fingers on my pants, making sure they are clean of dust and grime before lightly touching the cloth. The silk shimmers in my hand, soft and cool. It is so pretty, but I know we cannot afford it. Come look at this, Ang calls out to me. In her hand, she holds up orange, red, and blue checkered cloth. Isn't this pretty? It will look nice on you. I nod, my eyes fixed on the red squares. The next day, in our happy mood, Mang, Ang, and I walk to an open field to watch the movie that the camp officials are showing that night. The film is supposed to give refugees going to America an idea of what our new home is like. The movie is projected outdoors on a large white sheet in the middle of the camp. At twilight, the refugees gather with their blankets, rice pots, plates of fish, thermoses of tea, and eat noisily as the movie begins. Lying on my stomach on our blanket next to Mang and Ang, I hold my breath as moving pictures of America flash on the makeshift screen. The buildings are made of green marble, white granite, or red bricks with tall glass windows. In the silver mirror-like walls, people of different height weave through the streets in high heels and black leather boots. The people have all different color hair, black and frizzy, orange curls, red strands, blonde waves, or black straight bobs. They get in and out of cars, whistle at friends, and glide along the sidewalk on shoes with heels as loud, fast music blares from the speakers. America, I whisper. Mang smiles and musses my hair. California, he tells me. Is that where we're going? No, we're going to a state called Vermont, he says, and focuses his eyes back on the screen. Is it like California? I ask. Mang tells me he doesn't know. It seems not many people are going to Vermont, and many have never heard of it. But he assures me it is in America, and therefore it must be a little bit like California. At home, Ang and her friend measure me up and down to make the dress. For a week, they sew my dress furiously, pinning and unpinning the hem, the sleeves, the collar. They even make little ruffles for the neckline. The night before we leave the refugee camp, I pack my clothes slowly. Laying my finished dress and new sandals aside, I put a small writing book that Mang bought for me, 2 pencils, and a few sheets of loose-leaf drawing paper in my shoulder bag. Then I lift and smooth my dress once again before laying it down carefully, making sure it will not be wrinkled tomorrow. I am sad thinking I finally have replaced the other red dress that the soldier burned. This is my first dress in 5 years, and tomorrow I will wear it and show off to everyone. Before the giggles can escape my lips, a feeling of sadness pushes them down. Staring at the dress, I realize it will never be the dress Ma made for me. They are both gone. That night, the air is hot and humid. It is as it always is in June in Thailand. Lightning and thunderstorms accompany the moist air. I shiver, hearing the storm clouds rumble in the distance. I hate electrical storms. They sound as if the sky is at war with itself. The explosions make me feel like death is chasing after me again. I squeeze my eyes shut, trying not to be afraid. Beside me, Mang and Ang sleep quietly, their backs to each other. I envy them their adult status and fearlessness of dark, stormy nights. After what feels like an eternity, the thunder finally moved on, and the rain came in its place. The soft pattering of rain drops against our straw hut makes my eyelids heavy. As I drift to sleep, I think of Pa. I know his spirit can travel over land to be with me, but worry if he can cross the ocean to America. Then in my dream, Pa is sitting next to me. His fingers caress my cheek and face. The light touch tickles and makes me smile. Pa, I miss you, I whisper. Pa grins at me. His round face wrinkles around his mouth and eyes. Pa, I'm leaving for America tomorrow. Eldest brother said America is very far from Cambodia, very far from you. The words linger in the air, so afraid of what his answer may be, that even in my dream I cannot tell Pa my fear. Don't worry. Wherever you go, I will find you, he tells me as his fingers gently brush strands of hair out of my face. When I open my eyes in the morning, the rain has stopped and the sun is peeking out behind the clouds. The cool breeze blows my hair across my cheeks, tickling them. A few hours later, Mang Eng and I hold hands as we enter Bangkok International Airport. Our plane, a giant silver bullet with wings, awaits us at the gate. My heart thunders loudly in my ears, my palms cold and sweaty. Heartened by my dream of Pa, I walk onto the aircraft.